All right, I am on page 14. And on page 14, you're going to write review of exponent rules. Okay, here we are in question 1. And I'm going to do some examples. Okay, now in this first video, we're going to discuss the 2 main exponent rules. The first is when you have a situation like this. Okay, what does this mean? This means x to the third, which is x times x times x, times x to the 5th. So how many x's do I have here? I have 8 x's, so this is x times x times x times x times x, 8 times. We write that as x to the 8th. Okay, let's do another one just like that. And we're going to notice there's a pattern to how the answer comes out, right? This is n times n times n times n times n to the 2nd times n to the 3rd. Notice that there's 5 n's. Okay, so what we can see is that, see how this was 2 plus 3 equals 5? 3 plus 5 equals 8. So there's your shortcut. You don't have to write all this out because you know, okay, when I write this out, it's going to be 3 x's. And when I write this out, it's going to be 5 x's. And how many x's am I going to have total? Well, I'm going to have the 3 plus the 5. Here, I'm going to have the 2 plus the 3. So there's your shortcut, right? And here is how the rule is written. It's written like this. If I have something like x to the a times x to the b, and notice the bottoms are both, the bases are both x, then what I can do is I can say, okay, well, I'm going to add a plus b, and that is going to be my new exponent. So this is how this kind of rule is written, say, in an algebra textbook. Okay, now, the other rule is a little different, and you need to be aware of it and not get them mixed up, because that's the big thing that happens. See this? This is different. There's a 3 and a 2 here, but it's different than this. Okay, why? Because this is a to the 3rd. Inside parentheses, we have a to the 3rd. That's a times a times a. And then that squared, that means I'm taking this and I'm multiplying it by itself 2 times. So this means this. What do I get? I get a to the 6th. There's 6 a's being multiplied here. What if I have something like this? Let's do p to the 3rd to the 4th power. What does this mean? Okay, inside the parentheses, again, I have something to the 3rd, so I have 3 p's, right? I could have put something different there. I could have put a 2 or a 5 or whatever, right? But it doesn't matter. Now, if I have p to the 3rd to the 4th power, that means I'm taking this set of parentheses and I'm multiplying by itself 4 times. So how many p's are here? Well, there's 3 p's 4 times. So that's p to the 12th. So what do we observe? Well, here, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. So this time, the rule is that if I have, let's say, an x to the a power, and then that whole thing inside the parentheses is to the b power, what do I do with the exponents? I don't add them. I multiply them. This becomes a times b. Okay, so now you're going to have a chance to practice problems that require one of these 2 rules, and the key is don't get them mixed up, right? So go ahead and number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to do those in Edge Elastic.